The year is 1784, and America just clobbered Britain over the head, securing their independence.
Wow!
But there was one small problem. Waging a war costs a lot of money, so the newly formed country was newly in debt. Lots of it. But there's something special about America. Alcohol. Americans love it, so this dude suggested to George Washington that the country put a tax on whiskey. Washington initially opposed the idea, but after traveling around Virginia and Pennsylvania, asking people what they thought of the tax, he agreed. Immediately after the tax went into effect in 1791, farmers in western Pennsylvania objected to it, claiming that the tax favored larger producers, who had to pay less than small farmers, for whom whiskey making was a large part of their living. These people also weren't afraid of getting violent. In September of that year, a group of men, dressed up as women, ambushed a tax collector named Robert Johnson and tarred and feathered him, an extremely painful undergoing. In fear of what else could happen, Johnson resigned from his post. Over the next few years, things started to escalate. Particularly in 1793, a mob broke into the home of tax collector Benjamin Wells and assaulted him, his wife, and his kids. In July of 1794, another mob started to harass two tax collectors, John Neville and David Lennox, whom they believed were arresting people who didn't pay the tax. They were wrong, and when they found out that they were wrong, they let the men go, so that was good. Around this time, the rebels decided, hey, maybe we should make a flag. And so they made a flag. It had 13 stars on a dark blue background, with an eagle holding a red and white ribbon. You would think, considering that they were rebelling against a country with red, white, and blue colors, they would have chosen different colors, but again, they were men, so they were kind of stupid. Anyways, another mob later gathered outside John Neville's house, that poor guy, and they demanded that he come out. When he didn't come out, the mob, being American, set fire to the barn and took shots at the house. The house must have lost some serious hit points because it kind of died. A few weeks later, this wealthy landowner named David Bradford and several other men intercepted or attacked a mail carrier, and they found 3 letters from Pittsburgh expressing disapproval of the attack on Neville's house. They took this as an excuse to gather 7,000 men on Braddock's Field, which is just east of the city. Luckily, the city sent a few delegates to tell the men that the people that had written the letters had been expelled from the city, and they also brought several barrels of whiskey. The men got drunk. Once again, a problem was solved with free alcohol, and the men were allowed to peacefully head through Pittsburgh.